Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, we're announcing my 2024 digital planner launch. So exciting. I have on my Etsy shop now, Winnie and Willow by Leah. My Etsy shop is linked down below as it is in all my videos, but you guys know last year was my first year of launching my digital planner. I'm a planner girl. I love planners. And for the last probably decade, I've been a paper planner girl. 2022, I started using digital planners and I loved it so much so that in 2023, I said I wanted to launch my own though. Like there's so many features, there's so many great digital planners on Etsy, on individual sites, but not every planner has every single feature I look for, and I'm very picky in particular when it comes to what I look for in a planner. So much so I was like, is it going to be that hard to design my own digital planner? It was pretty hard, but I released one in 2023. So many of you guys loved that planner, and so many of you guys gave me suggestions on what you would like to see in a planner. So I'm going to, one, talk about my planner today, and two, tell you about the additional features that I included in 2024 based on you guys' recommendation. Now, last year when I announced my launch, so many of you guys ran out and got it as soon as I dropped my video without letting me get to the part where the planner itself is $4.99, but I have a coupon code Lia Lavon that you can use at checkout for $2 off. So that'll be $2 off that $4.99 price point. So again, much cheaper than kind of the hardbound planners. Now, a lot of people last year said I'm a paper planner person, and that's totally fine. I'm okay if you skip this video if you're like, I'm either A, not a planner person at all, or B, I like the traditional pen or pencil in my case, the paper vibe. I get that. For years, I think my last few years of being a planner person, the Start Planner, the company called the Start Planner, was my go-to for physical planners. I love it. It had most everything I need. Again, not any planner, unless you design it yourself, is going to have every single function that you want to see. But this is through the winter because I usually take my planner with me. It gets beaten up, chewed up, spit out, all of that, but I loved having the planner. There's so many things about the Start Planner I loved, which were things like the daily pages, how it broke down the daily pages. I like kind of the month overview starting with a Sunday start. I love the fact I can use my stickers in there. And I'm a very much so big on using my planner, using my stickers, and using it every single day. And then I bought the 2020 version, 2021. I even bought the 2023 because I just wanted to see what it was looking like. I didn't even write in my 2023 one because, of course, I use my digital planner, but I wanted to see, and they were having a sale, what the non-spiral looked like the hardcover. But my favorite physical planner company for anybody who's looking for an option is Start Planner. Again, a $70 planner, but it's a thing I use every single day, so I don't care about the cost of a planner. I would spend upwards of $100 on a planner because it is my go-to, it's my life. But because I like daily planners, they are usually thickums. They're usually bigums. They are usually hard to fit in things. I love my purse, and I have my purse on me all the time. I like to take my planner with me everywhere I go. This big old thing is about half the purse. It fits, honey. There's not much room for anything else, especially my iPad, which I love to take my iPad places with me too. I have the iPad Air. I can't remember what version it is, but I like to take my planner. I used to like to take my iPad everywhere I went. And so that's just two things already. How will my wallet gonna go? Where else all my other things gonna go? So I decided that's why I wanted to switch to digital planning, because I already take this everywhere I go anyway, because it's what I use to edit out my videos. What you're watching right now was edited on here. Everything I do is pretty much on here, from the thumbnails to using Canva to creating the planner to actually planning is done on here. This is what I take everywhere with me. Why not just keep my planner on here? So that's why I kind of gave up physical planners and I switched over to digital planning. Now I'm going to show on screen the cover of my planner. So people who follow my planner content know what my 2024 planner looked like. I loved it. I used it on up. I was stickering it up. I was planning it up. I was doing it up with my planner, but I wanted to upgrade some features, and we're going to actually get into the planner today. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's switch gears, and I'm going to screen record while also kind of showing you my hand and what I'm doing in my 2024 planner. This is the cover art for my 2024 digital planner. Last year I had multiple cover options, and this year I decided just to go with one simple cover option for you, because how often are you actually looking at the cover of your planner, especially when it's digital and it's your kind of physical planner? Of course, that's all you can see. But when I'm using my digital planner, it's not very often that I will look at the actual planner page. Also, like last year, the planner is completely annotated. So when it's in this form, and if you're again familiar with digital planning, your planner needs to be in the form where it has the pen feature and then a circle around it. I don't know how to properly describe it, but to be able to toggle between pages, your planner has to be in this mode. To be able to write in your planner, you only have to change it, and then it will be like an X with a pen and a line through it. So that allows the pop-up with every feature on it. And again, if you do not want to write in it, but you want to be able to move between your pages, all you have to do is be in this format. So again, that is what that looks like. Moving on, the first page is hyperlinked. Every other page is hyperlinked as well, meaning, hey, I want to see what the January day looks like or what the January month looks like. You just click and you're in the month view. If you want to click on the day, last year I had it so you had to click right on the number. So if you wanted to see what January 6th looked like or go to that day in particular, you had to click right there. Right there is small, but you had to click right there. This year I've made it. Again, you can just click either there or there to go back to January, whichever one you prefer. And then this year I made it so you can click in the little six as well, but you can also click in the box itself and it'll take you to the six as well. So that's one change that I made in this year's planner. Just again, you don't have to be super precise to be able to click right on that number. Sometimes we can be very heavy handed. Even myself, I was like, I need it to be where I can click on the whole box. So again, all you have to do is click on the box itself and it'll take you to the daily page. Going back to the home page, this year is different. I used to have a little tab in the corner right here that would take you back to the home page. This year, every page has the home button right here in the top right. So that'll take you to the index page, and it is on every single page that is available. It is there in the top right. Again, all that does is take you back to the index page, which not too many people use the index that often. I don't find myself going back to the index because I just toggle between days really, but that is there for you as well. The index page will walk you through everything that they have. I still have the year at a glance. I still have the overview. So if you want to write down any of your major day, again, the year at the glance, all of these pages are hyperlinked as well. So if you want to go to, let's say, my mom's birthday, September 30th, all you have to do is click on that. And then again, that'll take you to the exact day. Again, not too many people use the yearly at a glance to go, but just know that this page is annotated if you want to go back to any day. Again, going back to the index, we have important dates. So if you want to write down like birthdays all in one place, you have that. And then we have a vision board. So you can put any kind of things for your vision that you have coming up. Let's see. I'm going to switch gears and go to my pictures. Is there any pictures? Let's say I want to go to Jamaica again. Put that back in there. What else do I want to do? I have a lot of pictures in here. I don't have a lot of pictures in my actual thing. I've been using this for a lot of planning. Um, so what I want to do, I want to launch my sweatshirts, whatever that looks like, and then put that on my vision board. Again, it's just like a traditional vision board. You can put words, phrases, sayings, anything you want to on your vision board. Now, also, it has a 2024 vision board if you want to write things. So if you want to put things in specific buckets. So do I want to advance my career, financial, save $5,000. A lifestyle for me is cutting back on sodas. I've done a pretty good job. I still could always get better. And then health wise, so you have that in your bucket for your vision board if you want to narrow things down. You can also use pictures for that as well. And then we have the monthly. Everything's the same in terms of all the monthly pages that I have. So every month has a monthly goals and then SMART goals as well. The habit tracker, same as last year, so that page has not changed. The finance page is changed a bit, only in the sense that I've added a variable expenses. I know I had fixed expenses, but this year I realized I wanted to have some variable expenses in there as well. There are a lot of expenses I have that are not the same every month. But I also added at the top a yearly finances tracker so that I could see kind of my all my finances in one place. Last year I realized I wanted to see how much I made income every single month, and I just had to go every month's individual financial tracking page instead of having one where I could kind of total it at the end and put an income goal at the top. So if I want to make $140,000, I could track it and then see, okay, did I make actually 160 or 120? Like, where did I fit in my income goal? Same thing with expenses. Same thing with savings. If I set a goal at the beginning of the year, I want to save 20,000, and at the end, I'm able to save 22,000 or 18,000. And same thing with debt repayment. And then a financial wish list. I added this year because there are a lot of things I be wanting to buy sometimes. And I just don't keep track. The way I keep track of it is just having carts on the site, and then that's how I did Black Friday this year. I just was like, okay, I'm finally gonna like bite the bullet and buy everything because it's 20% off. Whereas I can just kind of keep the item in line. Like, say this year I do know I want a Givenchy bag. I probably won't buy it till the end of 2024, but I want it from Fashion File because I buy all my luxury items secondhand. Honey, we're not buying straight from stores. We get hundreds off. How much it cost and when I bought it. Again, I just want to keep track of things that I want instead of just impulsively buying it. Like, make sure that I'm saving for it. And speaking of saving for it, each page has a debt tracker and a savings tracker as well. The debt tracker is the same as last year. It just counts down your debts, and again, making sure that you're staying aligned on whether that's credit card, student loan, whether that's mortgage, whatever that case may be. It each has a line, and so you can make sure you're paying on that, making sure you stay up to date on that interest rate and all of that. And then we have the savings tracker that is also added this year. We do have the savings thermostat, which I had last year, but we have a 52-week savings challenge as well. So if you want to keep track of every week how much you're saving, whether that's at the low end, maybe we begin in the year, it's right after Christmas, $5, and then we can go up to 100. However we spend or however we save each month, we can track that, or each week we can track that week by week. So that is an additional tab that I added, and I added that to be on each finance page so that you can just kind of go back and forth between that and kind of have that in one place. But you can also access all those features down here on the menu page as well. The menu page has the financial wish list. It has all the things, the repayment tracker, the savings tracker, and then has other additional pages as well. And then after we have all the pages this year, so exciting, we have weekly spreads, 2 weekly spreads. You guys know I'm not a big weekly planner. I say that over and over again. I said that last year, and I said that's why my planner only had daily spreads, because I'm not a weekly planner. It's just, for me, I need to see each day by day. I take the days day by day. I don't really care much about the week. If I need to see the week, all I do is just go to the month that I'm trying to see, and then I just look at the week like here. Like, that's how I usually see the week. However, hearing you guys' feedback, again, I want to make sure that I'm making planners that you guys actually want to use and optimize. I added a weekly spread. So the way you can get to the weekly spread, multiple ways, but you can get to it by, let's say, clicking right here. On the monthly spread, it always will take you to the weekly overview if you click each of the weeks ahead. So again, going back to January, you see, if you want to see the week 2, which is week 2 of the year, if you go to December, you'll see we have 52 weeks. We have 53 really. We have week 1 starts in that. But again, 52 weeks, we have it on each and every single page. On the left side, we have the weekly view, and that will take you to the weekly overview spread, which has the primary goal of the week. It breaks down each day, and you can write it that way. But if you're like, hey, I actually like to see the weekly schedule instead, I don't want to see it broken down this way, I want to see it broken down in another way, I created a weekly schedule as well. So all you have to do to toggle between the weekly schedule and the weekly overview, in the top right corner, it'll take you between that and that for that particular week. And again, if you want to switch weeks, if you want to go to the week 29, you have the overview. But if you say, hey, I want to use the schedule instead, you have the schedule, and it's broken down from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And you can write down anything you want to write down in your hourly bucket. So if this is easier for you guys to view, I didn't know what kind of weekly. Everybody was asking for weeklies, and I was like, I don't use a weekly, so I don't know what's the best type of weekly. So I just made both. I just said, hey, we're going to get a weekly schedule and a weekly overview. I actually like the overview because I was like, I'm going to use that this year for like meal prepping, like coming up with my meals a week in advance and seeing it that way. So I was like, maybe I'll use that. I don't see myself using the weekly schedule, but I made it for you guys. And also on each page, the weekly overview and weekly schedule, there's a big calendar at a view or at a glance in the right or the left side. It depends on what side you're looking at. So on the schedule view, it's the bottom left. On the overview, it's the bottom right, and it'll show you a calendar of that month. That is completely hyperlinked as well. So if you need to go to the 11th, you can toggle between that, and then in every daily page, and I'll get to the daily page in a moment, but in the top right corner is the weekly schedule and the weekly overview. So if you want to go back to the weekly schedule for the week of July 11th, you just click there. It'll take you to the weekly schedule. But then you're like, well, I want to get back to the daily page, but I don't want to click in the little right hand corner to go to that little calendar. You can also click on the day itself, and it'll take you to that day. Same thing goes with the weekly overview. There's a weekly overview on each page that'll take you to the weekly overview spread. But if you want to go back to the daily of that, all you have to do, click there, and you're back to the daily. That's just as simple as that. And again, if you want to go back to the monthly view, you can click on the right hand side at the month, or you can click right up under the date, and then you're back at the monthly view. Very, very simple. So again, you want to look at the weekly, click on the weekly. That'll take you to the weekly overview. You say, hey, look, I want to look at the schedule instead of the overview. Perfect. Go to the overview. Hey, I want to drill down into the particular day. Click on the day itself. Hey, I want to go back to the overview. You can do that. And then again, I just want to look at it from a calendar. I don't want to go back to something that's in here because this is only the 21st to the 27th. I need to see what's going on the 30th. Click on that. It'll take you to the 30th. Simple, simple, easy, easy. I wanted, again, this to be a very toggleable, that's not a word, but an easy to toggle calendar. And then the daily spread. I'm a daily planner. I love a daily. Now, the first thing you might notice about the daily or the overall spread itself, the whole calendar, not even just the daily, but every page of the calendar, is it takes up more of the space or the frame of the iPad itself than it did last year. What I mean last year is if you look at my daily spread, or this is just a daily spread, but the same thing goes for how it looked each month. So if I go to March, there's a lot off the page that is there. There's a lot of kind of wasted space around the edges, and also the index was right there. So if you notice, this is just unused space. So again, looks like a planner laid out, but there's so much potential space that you can utilize. Again, if I go to this year, you notice that there is none of that. I tried to use every inch of the space that was present. In the left corner, of course, you have your Sunday or your date of the week it is, the month, and then in the corner on the right, you have what day it is. And again, you click that, that'll take you back to the monthly spread. Last year, my planner started at 7 a.m. I got a lot of responses from people. We want to start at 6. We wake up at 6. I wake up at 6. So last year, you see, my days started at 7 and then they ended at 10. This year itself, I went up to 6 and then I'm done at 10:30. And some people might be like, I go to bed at midnight. Look, the spaces can be but so big. I can, at some point it'll be too small to be able to be seen. So again, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 10:30 really, if you use those half slivers, which I like the half slivers, they help me. Priorities, same as last year. To-do list, same as last year. Woke up at and in bed at, that is same as last year because I actually used it. That's the thing about it. I don't put things in a planner I don't actually use. This is just a random March 5th date. I probably every weekend, let's see, let's go to another random weekend. I use this every single day because last year I was having some real issues with sleep and like just my sleep schedule was off road. I was just having it was a bad sleep year last year to say the least. This year it's gotten a lot better, but I still want to track it and be aware of what time I'm going to bed, what time I'm waking up, and then if I have something that monitors the quality of my sleep. So last year I had a bracelet that would monitor the quality of the sleep that I was having. I would also write that in. Something that doesn't make it to today, we're going to move to tomorrow. Meal planning, I like to use that as well to understand what I ate or if I need to plan ahead. Again, if I want to plan ahead, I think this year for the week, I'm going to start using this spread. But again, day by day, I always mark what I have for breakfast, lunch, a snack, water tracking. I need to do better with my water. I think we all could do better with our water, really. But I particularly want to do better with my water. I track the weather too. I just like to do that. It's just weird. It's journaling almost to me. Let's see. Like last year, I always just marked. I ain't do no good with the water. Now this is calling me out. Don't be calling me out with the water intake. But the weather tracking, I just would always do the weather tracking. It'd be so weird. Oh, I had the tender, that Publix tender sub is good, y'all. But I did like to track what was going on with weather and all of that. Woke up at my energy and all of that. Money tracker, I use that too because I feed this into my financial pages, so my expenses and all of that. This year, the gratitude, the highlight of the day, and the self care as well as the energy tracker. I like to kind of look at that too because I like to look at, does the time I woke up and I went to bed really factor into how my energy is for that day? And I've noticed sometimes it does. Sometimes it feeds into that. So again, that is a high level look at what this page looks like. And then we have additional pages, subscription tracker, as well as cleaning routines. I like this last year, even though this year I have a goal to cancel some of my subscriptions. Actually having it written out will definitely be helpful. We have a book tracker, so keeping track of the books I've read this year. This year, a goal to read more. Hairstyle tracker, this is something I need. Again, not everybody gonna need this, but your girl has to keep track of all these hair I review and all these hair I try. As I get more and more years of doing this content creation, it gets harder to remember. People ask me questions about hair I tried in 2016, and it's like, I'm trying to remember the food I ate 6 days ago, and it's hard. So at least having this is helpful for me. Might not be helpful for everyone. Habit tracker, I wanted to have more so that I could have more habits to track outside of the normal habits page. The habits page itself has a habit tracker for each month, but say you want to maximize and check habits at a bigger level for more habits outside of the three it gives you, you have the habit tracker itself. And then you have a project tracker. If there's projects you're working on this year, track that, completion, start, progress, all of that. Content tracker, that's for me again, but anybody can use it as well. I need to keep track of my platform, how I'm growing, how I'm doing, past posting days, all of that good stuff, money I'm bringing in from it. And then we have journaling pages. So pages where I like to use these for like, I don't know, I just like coming up with ideas, allocating things, But again, we have multiple journaling pages. And if you're like, well, Leah, that's not enough. I have a back cover too, if you ever want to see the back cover of the planner. But if you're ever like, Leah, that's not enough pages, or like, I need multiple habit tracking pages. So for example, you're like, well, okay, I'll use this for January, but what about the next month? And the next month, there's only 31 days. Do I just erase everything and start over? No, you can add pages. You can add a page. So if you want to add a page, all you have to do is go to add page right here in the top right corner, and it'll ask what kind of page. If you want to duplicate the page, you just add the page. I think I just did it and I did it by accident, but let me show you again. Click on the add page and then click after, and then it'll add the page again. Now, the thing about it is it won't change the kind of flow of things. So you're like, well, didn't that create a new page that the tracker or the calendar didn't know that you were creating an additional page? Oh my goodness. No, everything else still flows the way it would normally flow because the pages are annotated to what they need to be annotated to, the exact thing. So even though I added whoop, three additional habit tracking pages, everything else still works the same. And I can just still have those three additional habit tracking. So you can add pages to anything. If you're like, I'm going to read more books than this, you can add an additional, book page. Just add the current template after or before, however you want to do it. But you can have more book trackers. You can have more financial thermostats. You can have more debt snowball. If you say, I have like 8 more debts, Leah, you can add an additional page. Just go to the top right, add a page. If there's a page that you want to always come back to outside of like having it in your index, you can flag it and it'll go to the top left and it'll be one of your favorite pages. So your calendar will know that's my favorite page. My debt snowball page is my favorite page. You can go back to it in that way. But overall, you can write in the corner. You can write who this planner belongs to. Again, my handwriting is trash. So as you notice, in a lot of my pages, I envy people who have great handwriting because your girl could never. So I use font, and I use a font that I looks like handwriting a little bit. So my chosen font is a font I actually bought from Etsy. You can buy fonts from Etsy, and mine is usually Berry handwriting. So it looks like handwriting a lot of the time, so that's why I like to use that. You can blow up your font to bigger, smaller, set a defined font. I have another video on this channel where I kind of walk you through what each function is on GoodNotes, but this is not a GoodNotes beginner friendly video. This will just tell you everything. People ask me all the time where I got my stickers from. Again, a lot of them were purchased from Etsy, but a lot of them I made on my own. So you can make a sticker on your own. I started tracking my blood pressure last year because it was relatively high at times. So I made a blood pressure sticker. All I did was type in blood pressure and kind of put a little dot beside it, and you can turn anything into a sticker. You can turn this into a sticker. I can turn my handwriting right here into a sticker. Your name, or you can turn anything into a sticker if you really want to. All I have to do is circle that, add it as an element, add it to my content tracker, and now that all of a sudden has become a sticker. So now this is a sticker. So anything can be turned into a sticker if you really wanted to, but you can also buy stickers from Etsy. So a lot of my stickers were bought from Etsy. Some of my stickers are particular, so all I did was pull this from Google and make it a sticker. All I did was pull this from Google, and it's now a sticker as well. So anything can be a sticker if you really want it to be a sticker. If you want to see examples of how you can utilize this, again, this page, you can write out everything. You can utilize a combination of stickers. A lot of people like a weekly schedule. Some people, again, will like a weekly overview. So again, this is the planner itself. It's for that person who wants to have that feel, and you can still have the stickers feel. Some people are like, I'm going to miss out on my stickers. No, you can still have digital stickers. I love my digital stickers and I utilize them constantly. And I still have a very great, some spreads look different. You can add, again, if you want to be a sticker girl, add all the stickers you want to it. If you want to add, a girl right here just doing her thing. I'm not a huge sticker person when it comes to too big of a sticker. Sometimes it takes away. I'm like, dang, I'm trying to read stuff. What's going on? But you can add anything that you want and create a spread like you would, again, a normal desk spread. Same thing goes with your dailies. If you want your daily to look a certain way, you have your daily spread. You can write in your schedule. You can do your priorities. You can do your to-do list. Everything, your sleep in, everything can be outlined in this way. If you're like, what does my weekly schedule look like? You have your schedule. And it looks like, again, you can utilize stickers. You can use a combination of writing. You can do what looks best for you. And then again, you have all your other spreads. You have your finance pages. You have your habit tracker. You have your goals pages. You have your book tracker. Let me see, the book tracker page. You have all these that you can utilize and still have a use of. So again, this is my 2024 digital planner that is now on my Etsy shop. Again, $4.99, $2 off though. If you just use the code LIALAVON, a planner for under $3. And again, you get so many great features this year. I really poured my heart and soul into this planner. A lot of people last year said, I bought it, but I'm not a digital planner person. You don't have to buy it. I want people who are actually going to utilize it to have fun with the planner. I love that you guys support me, but you just viewing my videos is support enough. I really want people who are going to enjoy the planner because I want the feedback. Again, I take what you guys say and incorporate it into my planner. So if you guys want something different next year, let me know down below too. I'm all ears in that comment section because I want to create the best planner. These last 2 years, I think I've created the planner that I like, but there's always things I can add to it. Another question I commonly get is it compatible with Android? I created this on an iPad with iPad users in mind. I'm not familiar with Android devices. My phone is an iPhone. My computer, everything I use is iPad specific, unfortunately. So I don't have a thing that I could use to test Android compatibility. So for right now, this is Apple compatible and GoodNotes compatible as well. Last year, I got some questions from people asking if you could use the planner on Notability. Notability is another app that people use for PDF annotation. And I was able to utilize this on Notability. I don't advertise it as being available on Notability because that's not an app I use all the time and I'm aware of every single function it has. So I've noticed that you can use it on Notability, but GoodNotes is the premier app for utilizing this. And a lot of people have GoodNotes for note taking and all of that good stuff. GoodNotes is the app I use to show you everything I just showed you. So iOS compatible. So iPad, iPhones, those types of things can utilize this, as well as if you have the GoodNotes app. A lot of the questions I got last year from people were people who did not understand the software and how to download. And that was the most commonly asked question. The thing I like about this, so many people ask, why don't you have a physical product that you send out, like a hair? Why don't you do crochet hair? Because I would have to quit my job because there's a lot of customer service kinks that come out, things I have to mail and ship. This is a very low overhead thing, and I really don't get that many questions from people who buy from my Etsy shop because I'm as thorough as I am in this video. I'm as thorough in my instructions on how to download it as well. But I do have an instructions video that's on my channel that's private for only people who purchase it. If you're thinking about purchasing it, I'll link that video down below on how to download it once you've purchased it from Etsy as well. So again, making it as easy as possible. If you have any questions after you've purchased, please let me know on the Etsy shop. I respond back to every message I get on Etsy within about 24 hours. Rarely is it 48 hours. I know I have up to 48 hours, but I really try to get it answered in 24 hours. If you have any questions pre-purchase about the planner itself, leave it down below. I want to make sure I answer everything. The listing on my Etsy shop is very thorough, but there's so many things that I can answer for you guys here in this video as well. Overall, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. Again, let me know any questions you have down below. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the content I have on this channel for you. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 to keep up with my shenanigans in real time. TikTok at Lia Lavon, which is a bit more real time and a little bit more shenanigans. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
On the video.